Hey, family. Gonna wait for some more people to come in the room. Gonna just wait for some more people to come in the room. Today, I just want to talk about getting solutions. A lot of us, we don't want to get solutions. So, just want to see if people want to talk, have a two-sided conversation, because I just want to explain some things. It's just like getting answers because a lot of us we we don't want to get the answers. We have a whole lot of issues, but we don't want to really get down to the solutions. Like when I do a consultation with me, and I get to the cause, what was the real issue, the real cause of why you feeling the way you feel, and all the other things. So I just want to make sure that wow, I just want to make sure that look, I'm getting texts because you see I just threw this live together because I know it's like I've been ghost, but I've been on Clubhouse, like I told you, where we can talk, family. We can talk where you could come up on stage and ask me some questions, but I see you rather just be on YouTube live and then put some questions in a box. But look, I know a lot of people are probably at a barbecue or cutting their grass or just sleeping in. But this is like the main thing that we can. I'm sorry, I'm trying to answer questions and knock out these messages at the same time. So let me just focus. But I just want to have the conversations. Look, yes, to this morning this morning during my podcast, I was looking at, like, okay, so I really wanted to speak to a lot of parents. I want to speak to a lot of parents, but that'll be at the next live. um, because it's good to have solutions. So maybe if some parents is on here, they want to ask some questions about prepping their children. Because I know you already went back to school, but I know I should have did this last week. But I wanted to really get with. Hopefully, I was trying to get Herbalist Kareem to come on, but with him traveling and now he's back with his family. I want to do a back to school. I really want to do a back to school with him, so you guys can get with him, speak with both of us. But I really want to do a back to school, and I wanted other panelists, so y'all won't just ask me questions because maybe they have other ways of seeing different things. Because look, I don't know if y'all really know the reading list that's going on in your school. I don't know if y'all are checking out the reading list. And I was on I want to say it was on the gram, and there was this parent, and she was sitting in front of the school board, and she was reading the books, and it was very, very provocative. And this is elementary ages. This is your sixth, seventh, and eighth-year olds, not sixth, seventh, and eighth grade family. I'm talking about six, seven, and 8 years old. Now I know how we try to keep things private in our own homes, but for kids to be learning about how to perform certain things in the book, and these books are taught in your school, I think that's just bullshit. I didn't like it. So I said, let's get some solutions. We can get some solutions here. Y'all can ask some questions, put in the chat. Hey, Will, how you doing, Nisi? Glad you're on. You can ask questions. Y'all don't mind. Y'all know I like to ask questions. So if you want to put in the chat, I can answer your questions. But I just want to know, if you got school age children, do you know your children's reading list? Now, if you think about that, if you know your children's reading list, and this is not what I want to talk about here, but we can talk about it here. What the reason why I said let's get some solutions, because we can look at this. I just wanted to speak on this. I just want to mess up the camera. I wanted to speak on this. You ever notice that things like goes in waves, like a roller coaster? And what I mean by that is, let me explain it to it. Like, things go on a roller coaster. Let's say your parents were set where they were financially stable. They taught you, you know, when you saw them struggle a little bit, that made you take money a little more seriously, that made you take life a little serious because you saw them struggle. They had it well put together by the time you're a teenager or an adult, but you saw your family struggle. Because they struggled, you became more independent. and more successful. So you had it together. But because you had it together, you ever notice now, because your parents struggled, you saw the benefit of a dollar, you raised your children well off. Let's just put it this way. And then when your children got adults, they were like spoiled rotten and thought that you supposed to, shoulda, coulda, woulda, or you better. And then they end up struggling and out here just doing whoever. And, and then they have children. And then they look at you and like, why am I struggling? You know what I'm saying? Instead of, because you had your parents was together, they struggled, you came up on the roller coaster on the high, and you was well off because you knew how to stretch a dollar, you know how to uh you know do bartering, or however, you knew how to put things together, so you had a cushion. So when you had your children, you knew what to do and how to get things situated, and your children actually was well to do. They were like, okay, they didn't have to struggle. They didn't have to want for nothing, but became kind of like spoiled brats. Now, y'all know, I ain't saying your children, but it's some kids with some spoiled brats, and then they get out there and they end up going down to where they're poor, you know? And I didn't want to specifically say this is for as about men, but that was the way the story came to me. And I know I'm a female, so I just wanted to say both male and female, that roller coaster ride goes. Because when you struggle, when you got a parent that struggle, and then they get their offspring sees the benefit, and they going up, instead of staying plateau and even off to where, everything's even, it goes back downhill by the time you had your children, because you're established, or the man's established. Because it's kind of hard to where we pamper and spoil our children, and they can say, especially like the male child, but it's the women too. And I can see that the women, like you said, they supposed to be a little spoiled and taken care of by their father. But I'm hoping you get what I'm saying. You just see the cycle repeats itself. So it's like a roller coaster. And instead of everybody being established, it ends up just being where, instead of, it's like a band, it's like, how can I say, a band of excellence. Instead of it just level off or just go up, to where by the time you have money and your children have money, and the money goes this way, instead of going up and down, you know struggle with your kids, they learn, and then you find you up in this plateau, you with your spouse, and then when you have your children, they end up being spoiled rotten brats. They go out here and think that they privileged, and they go back downhill by the time they have kids. You're like, well, dang, why doesn't it level off? And I was just saying, let's get some solutions. Put things in place. And that's the only reason I said, let's get some solutions. It's a lot of things we need to get some solutions on, like when I don't know if you listen to my podcast, but I was speaking on my podcast, like we paying these high electric bills. Are you doing anything to lower your electric bill instead of just doing the same thing? Or did you get your solar panels? And I had some of them big solar panels. And did you learn to make it? There's a lot of people on YouTube. Like you can look at like, I don't want to name I don't want to name somebody and lose some customers and look down. Now, I'm not trying to have me lose some customers, but I'm just saying there's a lot of communities that's teaching you prepping, but they teach you how to reserve water, how to clean water, how to make sure that you're storing water. So you won't have a high water bill, because if the lights goes out and if you don't have any water, and we're not dependent, because we're not governed, we're dependent on the government, but we don't need to depend on the government. It's about, taking, taking back our money, not spending so money. I don't really know how to phrase this, but that was the whole thing when I'm talking about getting some solutions. A lot of things, like if y'all have some questions, y'all throw it in the chat. Hey, Mr. Simmons, how you doing? Glad you got on. You got a question, you can put the question there. I can answer your question. I don't know if you want to answer that question, but let me just shut it down right here real quick and answer Mr. Simmons' questions. Yes, fast. Let me tell you, family, look, The solution. Let's answer his solution. Same thing. Same thing what I'm talking about. And it's not for us prepping. This is not prepping. This is not it's just really getting the answers or fixing some of the things that we do. We go up and down, family. I know we go up and down. Grandma and granddaddy, let's put it like this. Grandma and granddaddy has a house, right? So granddaddy and grandma has a house. The house is paid off by the time they passed or had insurance. What ended up happening to granddaddy and grandma's house? Let's think about it. Instead of staying in the family, most of the families cash it out. And then what? They back down in the poorhouse. So the solution is we keep it up. And I know it's just a better way, but it's for solutions. It's really fixing solutions. Like when they say money don't grow on trees, it does. If you think about it, it's like we got to change the narrative, change our lenses and open this lens up, change this lens. Money do go on trees because if we grow our own fruits and vegetables, guess what that's making us do less of? That's money growing on trees. I mean, y'all can laugh and y'all be like, I don't know what she's talking about. She's saying the same thing over. We're talking about getting some solutions. Okay, so Mr. Simmons, they need to fast. If I'm gonna tell you guys, if y'all get food poisoning or any type, and I feel for your neighbor, if y'all get food poisoning any type, you need to fast. You need to fast, and then you look at what caused it. What caused it, right? Whatever food they eat was not clean. It was not cooked right. This is why I try to stay far, far, far away from meat. Now I don't cheat. I ain't eating no cod, no fish, no crab. I'm not. I'm not even gonna look at some turkey. I'm far away, far away, because I'm looking at all the uric acid. I'm speaking to more and more people, and I'm learning more and more things. And you know, everything is open up and like, dang, do we really supposed to be eating meat? Y'all know me. I be going hard. But I be like, do we supposed to eat that meat? And then it's like, okay, so if they having problems with the sewer, what are they dumping in the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean? What are they doing? What are they doing? Why is all this stuff poison? We already know how the oil tankers, come on now, the oil spilled in there, the gasoline, all this other filth. And we don't think about the boats. When they go use the bathroom, it goes right in the sea. Yeah, it takes a while for that stuff to really clean like it's supposed to. But by the time it reaches us and we're dumping stuff in the sewer, then what we eating, family? What are we eating? Can you say that's clean fish? We already talking about the pigs, the cows, and some people eating horses, people eating dogs, eating all kinds of stuff. But right now, we shouldn't be eating animals. But Mr. Simmons, they need to fast. They really need to fast. They need to purge all that stuff out this system. I mean, eating nothing, drink. They need to drink and purge, because when you end up getting food poisoning, believe it or not, family, sometimes you pick up a slight fever. It all depends on how fast you upchuck and how fast you're having diarrhea. Some develop a fever. I know when I have food poison, I develop a fever twice. I don't know what it was. I probably picked up a parasite. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. I picked up something, but the solution is to fast. And they need to fast more than 3 days. They need to fast more than 3 days, but make sure that they stay hydrated. I gave y'all juice detoxes, and all you have to do is juice. Don't, I know if y'all look at the if you look at the smoothie recipes and the juice recipes I gave you, do not do a smoothie juice, because juice is just pure juice. It's no fiber. You just getting pure juice. You getting the real let's be honest, you getting the real living water. And you want to juice as much as possible organic. But just let's say if you grew it yourself, like right now, I'm a brag. I just planted me some collard greens, and I was like, I'm gonna make sure that when I make these collard greens, I'm gonna juice it. I'm gonna juice as well as eat it, and some I'm gonna eat raw, some I steam, and some I'm gonna juice, because I want that living water in me. And with that living water in me, instead of doing H2O, it's like H3O. And I'm not gonna get into this scientific stuff, because I'm an herbalist. I deal with the herbs. I deal with the herbs, but I want living water, and I'd rather get the living water from a plant based. Look, if I take a collard green leaf, right? just the collard green leaf and eat it, right? I'm eating a whole plant. I'm taking everything, all the substance, all the vitamins and minerals that it has in that collard green, versus if I take, a can or a dried or somebody processed the collard greens. Because the same thing, when I say processed foods, family, when you take a tray and buy a tray or a bag of collard greens or frozen, it's still processed. That's still processed food. You're like, dang, we talking about solutions, family. That's still processed food instead of taking the whole bundle and you process yourself. You know how it was clean. You know what you cleaned it with, because versus getting someone else manufactured, you don't know what they cleaned. You don't know what they put in or how clean they wash, because it may not be as clean as we clean. Because sometimes we get anal with it. I'm gonna tell you, I be looking all up in there, all up in leaves, just going there, because sometimes there's still bugs left. And then it depends on how clean the equipment was, because things fly. Things fly, things drop up in the sky, because you're in a factory. So when things get bagged up, you never know what fell in there. You never know what flew, or somebody cough, sneeze. You think about everything. I think about everything. I think about it all, family. I think about it all, because just like with Mr. Harold, one of his neighbors ended up getting, you know a type of food poisoning. I would say it's from salad. I didn't really get into the whole spill, but I'm pretty sure it was a type of, it had to be a salad. So it had to be a salad. So if you think about it, it had to be some kind of salad, or something that was uncooked, because y'all know it's a certain way that you cook meat. It's a certain way you cook meat, and you hear people, well, I like the little blood in it. You be like, what the hell? When I heard that, I used to puke. I'd be like, if it ain't well done, I am not eating in no other kind of way. But it's hard, family. I get it. Everybody got the appetite. They like raw, well done. If I ever eat meat, it got to be well done. I don't even care if it's burnt a little bit. At least I know is everything in there is killed and dead. I mean, I know it's dead, but I don't know. I don't know if y'all look at some of these shows, and I'm not really saying shows, but some of these YouTubes and all this other social media, and you be seeing how they be eating live stuff, and they kill a fish, they cut this off, like they be doing with the worms and snakes and little other insects, and it still be moving, and they still eat it. You be like, what the hell? Well, you're still eating the blood, you're still eating the hair, you're still eating the poop that was left in that animal. I mean, let's be real. You still eating the poop and the urine in that animal. So then when you get poison and a stomach ache and all this other stuff, because that poop, you're eating it, right? So you're eating it. What is it doing to your digestive system? What is it doing to your stomach? Come on, what is doing to your mouth? We're spreading bacteria. We're putting stuff in it that we shouldn't be eating, something that we should properly clean. That's why, because I look at a collard green. Where's the poop? Where's the urine? And that's the only reason why I stick with the fruits and vegetables. I'm gonna be totally honest. That's why I stick with the fruits. And I know y'all don't want to hear. I know you don't want to hear that. But I'd rather be this gonna sound terrible. I'd rather get sick and with with the worms from the vegetables than a living animal, because that's a whole other species. Because, not saying it's different, but I'm just saying which I rather be. Because think, if we're eating alike, but I'm not eating meat and you're eating meat and the vegetables, come on now, hear me out, family. You're getting twice as parasites than me. You're getting double, if not triple. But then you're still getting the poop, doo-doo, and all the other toxins and metals and stuff. And I'm just getting that one type. So you can see what you're narrowing down, instead of getting the fluke worm and all these other worms and all these pinworms and all these other nasty critters that you get in your stomach. I'd rather get that. And the solutions of that is we gotta stop eating. And that's why I'm talking about juicing. Juicing heals your organs. Juicing heals your intestines, mainly your intestines, and it take care of your stomach. Because permeability, family, permeability, which is leaky gut, You can use both of those words. I just rather keep it with leaky gut. People like permeability, perm. What you're talking about? What is that? So I'm just gonna say leaky gut, and leaky gut. It's about um. I'm gonna put a number on that. Just about like I said, everybody got parasites. Just about everybody have leaky gut if you don't take care of it. If you don't take care of it, and that's like the main cause of a lot of stuff that we have. Aren't y'all want the solutions? I know, like you're saying the same stuff over in a sort of kind of way, because I was just make sure I answer Mr. Simmons because he came on real quick because I let him know that I was on, and I wanted to answer his question and get to his root cause and root solution. I don't know what's going on the phone, but Mr. Simmons, when you hit me up, it came as August 1st. And I'm like, August 1st, aren't we in September? So I don't know what's going on with the internet. I really don't know. But I wanna get back to the first thing that I talked about when I was speaking about the children. And the only reason why I wanted to touch on the children is, don't think that because you're eating, you're the only one sick. We got to look at the children too. And I don't know if I addressed this live, but I know I addressed it in a couple of videos when it was Very Wise Alternatives. Tuesdays were Very Wise Alternatives, answering supporters or subscribers questions, when I was talking about the when you have that dark ring around your neck, family, when you have that dark mark on your arms. Some people have it around here, some people have it around here. Like, mainly, I can tell you, family, if it's around here, you know, now y'all know I'm not a doctor, so I gotta put the disclaimer out. We're just talking about getting to some solutions. We're just talking about getting some solutions. You could be deficient in some vitamins. Something's going on with your liver. We got to look at what's which organs messed up. So I just wanted to throw that out there, but you need to like back away mainly for that dairy. A lot of us, we cause so many issues, and we get this candida, this pus, and your body is going to come out some kind of way. It's going to come out some kind of way. And that's where it shows up. It shows up around the neck, around the broad area, behind your knees. Like I was I was in there trying to say, how do I put behind your knees? Like, what is this area? My inside my forearm. But to write that, it takes up so much of the title, because it's like how you put, hey, if you got a lot of dark spots around your neck, around your arm, behind your knees, I was like, how you write that? But I just want to get to some solutions. Y'all got some questions? Come on now. Look, I know it's a holiday. I know it's that Labor Day, but think about it, Labor Day. What the hell is a Labor Day? I get it. I get it. I know y'all be like, what is she talking about? Labor. Aren't you laboring now? Because I'm hearing the guys saying, let me go cut that grass. Well, guys, I'd be like, let me go cut that grass and weed eat. But anyway, family, you would look at Labor Day. I think it's just another day for us to have a family day. Shouldn't I just say, hey, this is a family day? I know I'm cutting up. I know y'all don't want to hear that. I know y'all don't want to hear that. But if you have some questions, I appreciate you, Will, and I appreciate you, Mr. Simmons, for coming on. Make sure you like the video, but y'all can ask some questions. Because the only thing is, I was talking about getting solutions. How can we fix? Like I talked about the children. I addressed Mr. Simmons' text message, but I want to address how can we fix to where we look at a cycle of a family, of a generation, like your grandmother. Let's think about your mom. When she was raised, she was reared up by her parents. Her both mother and father worked. They struggled a little bit. Come on, let's think about it. They struggled a little bit, and your parents had it well. you know they showed you, and you was a little responsible. They struggled a little bit, but you was bougie. Like us, we being bougie, we think that, oh, mom and daddy had it, so we're gonna show our ass and mess up the inheritance or mess up whatever, and then we struggling. We're like, what the hell? Mom and daddy had this straight, and they treat us. They gave us everything. They bought us Nikes. They took us to shows. Went out to eat. We had a little money in the bank, but because we going to some fancy school, or we got the nice clothes on, we acting a fool, cutting a fool, and don't go and do what mom and daddy do by, making sure that you get married. You don't just have a baby, you don't bump your head and have a baby and get out of order. And look, family, don't get insulted by that, because y'all know we end up having a baby out of order. We're not with the father, and vice versa. Even if the woman left and the son's with the baby, you're not married, you're being a single parent, then you got to fall back on your parents because we had a baby and we didn't plan for the baby. And what? We're struggling. We got nothing. We just depending on everybody. And then we depend on the government because we're not governing our family and being minted to where we have, stuff in order. So when we have a baby, there's money, and the money, you got money for daycare, you got money for Pampers. This milk is that milk is crazy. And you know what? I just get tired of that milk in the stores, because let's just talk about the milk real quick. They were saying how there's a shortage. Of course there's a shortage, because y'all done some people are making poisonous milk. I mean, they might not play this video, but how you gonna have poison milk? How you gonna have this lawsuit pending to if you drank this certain type of baby's milk, it twisted the baby's intestines. It twisted the baby intestines. Come on now. So as it's messing the baby intestines, whether it's either heart and intestines, blockage, I know y'all pooping, you can't get it out, it's stuck, the walls is clogged, death begins in a clogged colon. So the baby's intestines is messed up. And this is from the milk? And you're like, what the hell? You'd be like, why didn't the mother breastfeed? Just like I was talking about, and I know I'm running my mouth, but I was at this event a couple of days ago, and I'm in there, and I know this is TMI, this is just me. How can you plan your baby's birth date? How can you elect to have a C-section because you want to plan your baby's birthday and you think it's some fad? No, you can die doing that C-section. A C-section is major surgery. And I know, Viola, what's the solution? Let the baby come on its own. Let nature. Come on, we got to stop being God. Come on, let's be honest, family. Let's be honest. We got to stop being God. We playing God too much, even though we are gods. But it's a certain order of what we need to do. I mean, for one thing, why the hell are we lying in bed? And I know I keep saying this because I laid in bed trying to give birth to my children. One was a C-section and one was vaginal. But the C-section, I think they pull an okey doke, because I was like, I could have pushed her out. But they're on her heart rate. And I'm like, you know how you put that belt on, family? You laying there with this belt around your belly and your belly hurt. I moved it. I was like, I'm moving. It's like, no, turn over. This, they had me turn over. And I was moving the belt. And I was like uncomfortable. I'm in there like, and I'm like, I did that. And it was like, no, rush to have a C-section. I'm like, hell no. And they're like, no, the baby's in danger, baby in distress. And I had a C-section. But anyway, I said all that to say, if we can, let's not have no C-section. Yeah, I see all the women dying in C-section, but anyway, I said what I had to say, and vaginal delivery and breastfeed, because there will be no milk in in the stores like it is, and then there's so much. Come on, y'all see how they have hemp seed milk. Newborns could drink hemp seed milk. Some newborns, and I know it's some that could drink the sea moss. We got to stop thinking that we got to have the cow milk that's tearing our babies up. And then certain things is falling there. Like, I don't know, I forgot what month it was. And I was addressing how some of the cans, the big corporations, they're big corporations. They're huge corporations. They got big silos where they mix these formulas and mix these Kool-Aids, this stuff, and then metals fall in it. Just like, with when I'm dressing the food poisoning earlier with Mr. Simpson, he asked about one of his neighbors, what remedies. They need to fast. They need to fast and get rid of all that poison, all that toxins out their body real fast. That's what they need to do. You can use activated charcoal. You can use, Corella. You can use some binding agents to get it out. I will drink some parsley. I will drink some, and I know I'm just answering that question real quick to tell them, but you already know I'm going to hit you up. to tell you some other things, but that's some quick stuff that you can do. Some quick stuff that you can do, but you need to fast. But just getting back to the other solutions, because let's talk about solutions. We want to talk about all the solutions that we can do, all the things that we can do to make sure you get rid of stuff, making sure that, instead of, with this factory stuff, instead of getting glass and metals and shards in our stuff and wait for it to be recalled, because, somebody has to complain, a issue has to happen, a death have to occur. Let's be honest, a death would have to occur. A lot of people would have to complain that saying there's glass in there and they rushing a child or somebody to the hospital. Come on, somebody lost their life. So we're talking about, so the only way stuff can be recalled from loss of life, instead of just making sure stuff is encased correctly, instead of having these accidents, that's what I said. Let's get some solutions. So if you had the breast milk, mama cleaning in breast milk, and you ain't getting no glass and you ain't getting no other stuff, solutions, things we could do instead of having this roller coaster. We need to pull some stuff back. We need to pull some stuff back, family. Pull some stuff back and make these kids earn. I know you're like, well, dang, Viola, you kind of rough. I want my kids to have the best of. I get it, make them have the best of, but what responsibility are we really teaching? We're teaching them that money do just fly out and here you got it. No, it should be like a give or take. Not saying that, just show them the benefits of living in this house. Not saying, I mean, it's a different way that you can do it, but I just was trying to get some solutions because, like, like, I know people don't want to talk about Jada Pickett and Will Smith. I know y'all tired of hearing that, but she do have a good idea about that red table talk. She do have it. You can call it black table, red table, blue table, yellow. You can take it. You could call it the bullshit table, because everybody could throw all that bullshit out there and get the solutions. And I know I shouldn't be cussing, but we just got to make sure we call it something. We call it something, because sometimes, I'm telling, kids be having ideas to make you millions and we be missing it. But I know we're supposed to be looking for some solutions. But all I know, I was speaking early, so I'm going to jump back to earlier when I was talking about making your own solar system. Look, there's so many ways to reduce bills and make your own solar. There's people out there that if you go on YouTube, they're teaching you how to make solar panels. They're teaching you how to put the sand, the gravel, the charcoal, where you can filter water and get clean water in there instead of spending all these extra, famous or expensive water purification systems. So they showing you this stuff. There's books. I even have a book. I ain't gonna lie. I bought me a survival book, even though I was in the military. But it's like, you don't remember every little thing. Like right now, I don't know how to make my own bullets. But you think I'm learning? Hell yeah. But we're talking about looking for some solutions. Going out there, making sure if the lights go out, you have your generator, and learn how to fix it and know how to fix it to have the solutions. Teach the children. Teach everybody in the family. I know you're like, well, dang, that's just too much. But we're talking about having a solution. I don't see any questions in the chat. Yeah, I know y'all better ask some questions, because look, y'all know if you have a consultation, it's $150 for that first hour. So you have me ask questions, because I don't mind answering questions, and probably about a couple of hours, I'm going to go on. I'm going to jump on, maybe I'm going to jump on Clubhouse to speak to some people there. But I know that I've been kind of like slacking or missing from the YouTube community, so I just want to make sure I go live and just get some solutions. Get some solutions, family. The solutions are, I don't care where you live, no matter where you live, you can still grow food from there. You can grow like 5 plants. You can grow avocado trees, lemon trees, Asian pears. How I know? You don't think I'm doing it right now? I'm waiting for my trees to come. I ordered 3 trees and I'm waiting for them to come, because look, y'all, TMI my business, but with moving and getting stuff done and making sure stuff's taken care of in Maryland, and now where I'm at now, it takes time for stuff to arrive. Like I said, I planted my collard greens, so I ain't gotta worry about no collard greens. But the solution is I'm tired of spending money out. So if I can barter with some of the food that I have to, that's like printing money. I know like that. You shouldn't be talking about printing money. It is printing money because I'm spending money less on food. Now, family, you really do not have to you know, how can I put it? Use your water, that damn tap water that we can't even damn drink. you know, you got to use the water that comes from the sky. You have to catch that water. And I found some different methods of catching the water because some places don't want you to catch the water. Some places do. I would wait for somebody to tell me not to do it because a lot of a lot of how can I put it, a lot of states, some of the laws changed, some of it didn't because of this pandemic. A lot of stuff changed. So some places you can store water. And I'm telling you, that water is free. So I would catch all the water you can. I'm telling you, I would catch all the water you can. What I did, I guess I gotta find a way to show you how I'm catching water. But I just put them in all corners of the yard. I got, you know, buckets and a big barrel in all corners of the yard. I don't have it sit in the middle, but I got in the corner of the yard. Yeah, you got to pull debris out, but that's how you water your garden. So that's how I water my garden. I'm just telling you, because a lot of people like it's a drought, is it this, is it that? But catch the water yourself. Catch the water yourself. You could take soda bottles and you could put the soda bottles upside down. You could put like a little sponge or a little drop or however you can to have the water drip out. As the water coming down, you're still catching the water. Yeah, you're gonna get bugs and other stuff in there. Yeah, you're gonna have to clean your garden. Yeah, you're gonna have to get used to snakes and all this other stuff. But that's printing money. That's printing money. That helps. That helps a little bit. But the more people involved in your family, more people in the village, guess what? You're saving money there. And far as about like electricity, yes, I'm telling you, family, I'm telling you, we have to be, we have to be stewards of your electric bill because, like, look, the less money that we spend on those monthly bills, especially them cell phones, y'all better go ahead and get a prepaid phone and get them cards. Look, I spend, I want to say less than $400 on my phone, less than 400 a year. So one is like 350, the other is like $400. Yeah, it's $700. One's a business phone, one is my personal phone. So what I do, I write one off. I write it off for the business because that's the business line, and look at what I'm paying. A lot of us paying insurance, a lot of us paying this all this extra stuff. Sometimes we, how can I'll put this nicely, we just do some dumb things with our phone. The phone shouldn't go in the bathroom. The phone shouldn't go other places. We shouldn't be on the phone 24/7. I mean, sometimes it's less. And then we have to spend money on an extra case. Y'all know these Autobot things be working. These things work. The phone drop. Well, I ain't trying to drop it. I ain't gonna show you because I ain't gonna do this. But we need, be realistic and pinch pennies and do different things, because it's less money you want to spend out, so it's more money for the house. Because if you got like $500 a month and you trying to pay your electric bill and water bill and cable bill and phone bill, that'll be all your money. So if we learn and have solutions, have some solutions. It's like getting some solutions, right, family? Hey, Henry, how you doing? It's all about solutions because look, you said what is solution for life? Henry, go ahead, brother. The secret for not having a colonoscopy? Look, so that's my area. Do you poop like you're supposed to? Look, family, let's say this. We know that, and I'm, I got a question, so let's answer it because we're talking about solutions. If you never, ever, ever, ever want a colonoscopy, why are we eating meat? And you're like, well, Viola, because I love meat. I've been raised on meat and I'm never going to get meat. I'm talking about no meat, period. No meat, period. Clean water. I'm always going to say clean water, and I'm always going to say living water because a lot of us still drinking water from the tap and think it's clean. A lot of people are still drinking water from the tap. Stop thinking when you go to the restaurants. Let's be honest. They tell us some purified water. You never heard me say drink purified water. And it's my opinion. It's my opinion. These people could say, oh, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing too much. No, buddy. Nope, 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 nope. I'm being serious. Purified water is what? What is that? What is purified water? Same thing with alkaline water. What's really alkaline water? Okay, I could take some distilled water, squeeze my lemon. I ain't say drop the lemon. I ain't say give me a slice of lemon, because some people's hands is not clean. And that's why I mainly eat at home, so I can squeeze my own lemon, get my own germs in my water, and that'll be my alkaline water. Because by the time it gets into my bloodstream, it's cleaning and raising the pH level. Because what pH level I don't want to be raised is my stomach. Okay, Henry, let me I'll go back to your question. So, no meat of any kind, no fish, no shrimps, no cod, no fish, no pescatarian, no. I can't say if you eat just cow or turkey or chicken. No living animal, none. Less pasta. If you make some pasta, Google Dr. Savy and look up what he says, what good grains to eat. Because you'll see, coconut flour, you'll see Phelps flour, you'll see a whole bunch of stuff like chickpeas that people are like, I ain't no chickpeas. Why not? I'd rather eat chickpeas every day, all kinds of way, and then to have a colonoscopy. If you know your bowels are moving, and I mean moving well, just like a baby. Just think this. And I know I'm always going to say it. I'm always going to say it until we really get the analogy. If you really get the analogy, a baby can poop. Come on. Drinking an 8-ounce bottle of milk. And I'm talking about the breast milk with all the vitamins and nutrients, because the mother's eating clean. That's if the mother's eating right. It can do big globs and hold that pamper, but we eat all willy-nilly and we can't even poop that one in that day. And you be like, what am I doing wrong? So we go back to the baby state where I take you, just like I was trying to speak to another person that was asking me about weight loss. Come on now. If you do a parasite cleanse and a candida plus the blood cleanse, you're going to lose some weight. You're gonna lose some weight, especially if you go on my regimen. Oh, that's my major complaint. I'm gonna tell my business. People go, oh, I'm losing too much weight. My husband say I'm losing my butt, and I'm like, but are you feeling better? Are you fit your stomach better? We got to the root cause. You're pooping, you're going, but you complain about losing weight, but you're healthy. And then family, when we put back on that weight, we put it back on worse, and then it'd be worse to get off the weight. So if you never, ever, 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 ever need a colonoscopy, that means you're just eating fruits and vegetables like Viola. I can't eat like that. Yes, you can, because there's breatharians out there, people that just drinking and they just living off the air. And then you wonder how they stay so healthy. So Henry, I hope that answers, because that is an excellent solution. Yeah, I know I'm talking about solutions. We're talking about getting to the solution instead of, oh, but I'm having this because look, I don't mind sitting around with people and they telling me, all this stuff, but I'm going to give you the solution, and we got to use it, because look, the worst thing we can do, family, is turn vegan and all we eating is grains. Come on now. We're eating grains, more pasta. We're just eating a whole bunch of bread. Okay, so if we're eating a whole bunch of bread, that means we're eating a whole bunch of sugar. So you cut out the meat, but you still raise the sugar. So you got the uric acid, right? You're low on the uric acid, but then you're increasing the sugar. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, family? Come on. I just want to know if that makes sense. Think about it. So we got the uric acid with all the meat that's tearing our bodies up, right? And then we got the pasta on top, and we have less fruits and vegetables. So This one needs a colonoscopy versus if you're just eating a whole lot of fruits and vegetables, and on occasion you eat some nuts, and on occasion you eat a little pasta, but it's all what kind of pasta you want to eat. Like I'd rather eat some butter squash noodles. I'd rather eat that. I'd rather eat jackfruit. I'd rather eat some zucchini and some all those other things like bok choy and things that we just like, oh, different. Like I'd rather take the cabbage and make other things. I'd rather take cauliflower and make steaks, make a cake. I'd rather do that. Take mushrooms and make it taste like you know ribs and all those other things. I'd rather play with my food that way. I'd rather process my own fruits and vegetables to make my, how they call it, my 3D foods, instead of taking some fake blue meat made with pig's blood and pig's paste, and glue it with other stuff, and then we think we just eating only chicken when we think we're just eating only beef, and then you get fooled and you eating everything else that had, and then you instead of eating one animal, you're actually eating three, and then you wondering why you get worse and worse. You're like, wait a minute. And then you're like, well, what did I eat? I'd be like, I don't know, because you know with these factories, if y'all ever know, just get back, you ever notice when you, matter of fact, instead of you knowing this, next time you go to the grocery store, family, next time you go to the grocery store, go in the vegan section. Just go in there and look at the vegan meat, the vegan foods, right? Now, hear me out what I'm saying. Go look at the vegan section. Look at the vegan frozen processed foods. And why it says may contain milk. Is that vegan? Or it has eggs in it. And they be like, how is it vegan? Yeah, yeah. Same how I feel. So why you think when I go look at the meats section and you see all these, I ain't gonna say pretty, but you go to the section, because think about this, like you hear people say shop on the perimeter store. Well, where's the meat? Wasn't the meat always in its own section, like the pastries and the cakes? So it's like, stop. I'll be like, stop telling people shop around the perimeter store and don't shop in the middle. In the middle is where, I would say heart attack and in that city too, but you still got the pastries, because unless you in out of the United States, it's a whole lot of sugar and salt in that food. That's why we got that blitz effect and that that craving that we do have. And there's a solution, family. There is a solution. There is a solution for that. What is the solution? Come on, family. Y'all know what the solution is. We have to be more, and y'all know, like I said before, we got to be more creative. We got to be more creative when we cook. There's so many recipes out there. I mean, so many recipes. What I'm doing right now is I'm collecting recipes. I am collecting recipes, and I am going to have the money donated to charity. But I'm collecting recipes so y'all can see how easy it is to make vegan meals or plant-based, because it's not, I hate for to say vegan this and meat eater, just a healthier way. Just a healthier way, because I still like pancakes. I still like pancakes. I still like, eating a cake every once in a while, but it shouldn't have so much sugar, because that's what's really hurting us. That's what's hurting us. That's why we lose our teeth, because we don't have vitamin D. Our teeth are right, we have issues with our teeth. Look, the colonoscopy, we eat so much sugar. Look, the parasites are happy. They're not dying because we're eating all this sugar. Do you know, family? Do you know when you fast and when you juicing the correct way and taking the correct amounts? Because some people put too much agave, some people put too much honey. Sometimes we put too much. We just trying to take a little taste. Like I'd rather you put some dates in there, because some parasites don't like that. No, they don't. They don't. The parents be like, can I get some fake sugar? Can I get the blue pack and the white pack and the pink pack? That's what the parasites want. The parasites have you tripping and have you angry, pissed off, frustrated, brain fog, cramped over, gassy, bloated. And we be like, But I like that over there. I like that red velvet cake with the extra frosted, extra cream. And I don't want it whipped. I want the frosting type. You know, you have the whipped and the frosting. The frosting is a whole other. The frosting is where you take and add your extra sugar. Y'all know what sugar I'm talking about. But that's all I'm saying, family. If y'all got other questions, and Henry, I hope that helped because mm, colonoscopies, they're necessary. They're necessary if you're a meat eater. They were necessary with me because I used to tear meat up. I used to eat meat three during 3 different meals. Probably during a snack. I'd be like hot dogs and I'm being honest. I was tore up. I was not having regular bowel movements, so I can talk. I can tell you. I can tell you, but I got off. I was hollering so much. I got my ass off that nail and started going for my solutions. Going for solutions. Going to take away the sugar. And I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to keep saying it until we really get it. Diabetes is not made from any type of fruit sugar. I'm going to say that again. You do not get diabetes from fruit sugar. If we really do like we're supposed to, your diabetes will level out and realize, oh, the body be like, oh, that's the sugar I need. That's the sugar I need to store. That's the sugar your body needs. That's the sugar that your body know how to uh absorb. If I want to use the word, we want to use absorption. We want to make sure your body is getting the nutrients and getting the vitamins. A lot of us, we're not doing vitamins or minerals, mainly minerals. I say multivitamin because if you're eating your fruits and vegetables and doing the clean water, you're getting your minerals. But sometimes we need extra. We need extra because we don't took all this medication, and then we still think that we can take herbs and eat meat. We think that we can eat all the sugar and eat the herbs and be wondering why it ain't really working as fast as it is. That's why y'all quick to take the Tylenol and the prescription medicine. We take the prescription medicine and we be like, why am I constipated? Why am I hurting? What's this side effect? Why do I got that side effect? Oh, my head, my eyes. I'd be like, what the hell? So I just want to say that. And I know it's like repeating, but some people just don't get it. It's about going to the solution. So what's your issue? And let's get to solution. A lot of us don't fast. A lot of us don't cleanse. Cleansing, fasting, and detox is necessary. It's not a gimmick for the herbs. I mean, for herbalists. It's not a gimmick. That's the sad thing. Oh, they just want to sell it. No, I want to save your life. I want to be your solution. I want you to see what these herbs do, how to take them, and what's necessary. Because a lot of us, we think we're doing because we're seeing the same thing. Because you already know what our parents are our gods. Our parents take care of us, feed us, clothe us, tell us to shut up when to go to bed. It's safe. They keep us safe. So they're like, oh, they everything you need because you home, you don't want for nothing until you get your behind out, have your own family, be grown and think you grown and think you got all the solutions and you don't. We need to sit down and go, well, yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Okay. I'm going to do what they say. Okay. But sometimes we have to have the discernment and know when, how can I put it? When something is just not right. Something is just not right. And look, I know everybody wants to complain. I gotta have meat. I gotta have, my white flour, my white sugar. I want to pass on healing, not sickness. I want to pass on eating to live, not eating, not living to eat. Because a lot of us are just living to eat all these wonderful cakes, pastries. I get it. I was like that. But it's in moderation. I would just say in moderation. I ain't saying never, ever, ever. I'm just talking about in moderation. Because when we feel we sick, and I mean dog sick till we get to these itises and these diseases like lupus and AIDS and HIV, parasites, herpes, parasites. These parasites, we don't know how to get rid of them. We go and get this prescription, and I wonder what the prescription's doing for you. I'm just asking. I mean, What? Yeah, I can say it in the chat. I wonder what the prescription does for you. And Henry, I hope I answered your question because the colonoscopy, I bet, and some is necessary because when we go to these doctors and we at these certain ages and we blab our mouth saying what our family had, but if you don't eat like your family and don't pass down these sickness recipes, you're not going to be prone to what your family had. It won't be hereditary. That's the word. That hereditary, that word, y'all know. Wish I could put it right here, but I can't. I can't say hereditary because it's live. But that's it. I know it's like, well, you talked about that, but it needs to be, it has to be ingrained. It has to be known because we're talking about solutions. Let's get to solutions. I appreciate you, brother. And I hope you're sleeping well because, I would love a testimony because I want people to know that these herbs work. That's it. That's it. All I'm doing is repeating what they say these witch doctors with grandma and granddaddy. Y'all see Dr. Sabi, Dr. Layla Africa. We have a lot of the greats, of course, Herbalist Kareem, Master Herbalist Kareem, soon to be Dr. Kareem. We have all these people that's like I would say above me, and then we have the ones passed on who's now our ancestors. When they pass on information, I'm just passing on that. All I do is tweak and make it my own. All I do is take some of these recipes and I make it my own by adding other ways of helping the body correct itself, because we already know your body already knows what to do. Our body already know what to do, but we don't. We be doing what we want to do. We be man, forget you. I gotta die or something. I get Does that bother me? They be like, it's all right. It's all right. My mama had it, my daddy had it, I'ma have it. My children gonna have it. No, no. Stop the buck. Stop it. Why we going through this roller coaster? Why are we just throwing it like that's what we're supposed to have? No. How about reversing the diabetes? How about reversing, the herpes, reversing the kidney disease, reversing lupus? Why not reverse it? Just like I reversed and got my eyes back. I was like, I said, I'm following my brother. He got his eyes back. I'm taking mine back because I'm tired of giving up my organs. When y'all tired of giving your organs, give me a call because I'm going to talk to you. And Mrs. Simmons know I already talked to him. And I talked to Mr. Ross too. I know he was like, dang, yeah. I'm not gonna say too much, but I know you're like, why'd she say that? But I really care, and I know the herbs work. I know you'd be like, man, it's taking too long, but it's killing them parasites. It's cleaning your blood. Do y'all know clean blood, clean colon, when it's just coming out like it's supposed to? Your body's doing what it's supposed to do. When your body's clean, when your blood's clean and your stomach is acidic like it's supposed to be, and your organs is where it's supposed to be, your pancreas is like a 7.5. You got to think about your brain, you got to think about your lungs. It's all different pH balances. Our body is not one pH balance. That's why you don't hear me push alkaline water. I don't. You maybe see me drink a little bit, but it all depends on how I feel. And then I'm betting that company because I be reading it. I be like, where you get these minerals and why is this and what made you do this? And we got to really decipher some of this stuff because we could be hurting ourselves more than we could be harming ourselves more than we're healing ourselves. Because like I said, your stomach's supposed to be acidic, you should not raise your pH balance or take all the acid out and you're like, dang, why am I hurting? Why am I this? It's just certain things. This is the main reason why it's good to have, a consultation. You have a consultation because I tell you way much more than I be telling you on these videos. I get real down, and then you got to look, everybody have a different story. Everybody has a different story. Everybody has a different story from my story, from your story. I can just relate because I can tell you about having shoulder pain to where they go in there and clean out. And I mean, clean out some of the scar tissue, clean out some of the whatever that was in there, that uric acid. Because I had I had 2 tears in my rotator cuff. I was having so much pain. They went in there and did a decompression. I'm like, Well, what the hell is that? But whatever they did, it felt good. And every once in a while I have a ache every once in a while. But I know that I had too much mucus that day. I don't know, but like, dang, did I take my drink? Well, I'll be like, wait a minute, did I do this? I check myself because I'm human just like you. Don't think I don't eat sugar. Don't think I don't be messing with the sugar, but I moderate. I do moderation. So you ever see me sitting in the movie theater eating a bag of chips or eating popcorn? You'd be like, Herbalist Viola was eating popcorn. I'm like, I'm human like y'all. Don't think I'm this perfect. I be smelling some ribs, but I don't. I don't. Mm-mm. Unless you trick me, and I pray no one does that because it's sad. You know what? And I gotta address that. I gotta address that. It's sad that when somebody's on a path and then somebody trick you like that, and people don't realize you never know what that person's going through when you could kill them. That's the part people don't get. You can't trick somebody to eat bad. I'd rather trick somebody to eat good because you could save some life instead of killing somebody. And I had to say that because some people they do that when they're like, oh, they think they did. And I'm like, why? I'd rather see somebody doing good. I applaud you when you're doing good. I'd rather you do that. And when you slip and fall, don't be like, oh, I don't want her to see me. Why not? I'm human. I know people, slip up, but I'm not gonna think negative of you. That's the only thing that I can admit with some of my family members. Oh, here come Viola. I'm like, I still love you. And I'm never going to be mad at you because for the choices you make. All I know is when you come to me and ask me questions and ask for some solutions, I'm going to give you the best solution. I'm going to give you what herbs work, what don't work, what you need to do. And you got to be honest with me so I can give you the best solution. And this is the part when you're dealing with a whole bunch of things. Because look, family, it's dangerous out here. It is so dangerous because I don't know if y'all seen I think the last time I talked live, I was sitting here saying how that congresswoman's wife, talking about they died of some herbal remedies. And then if you read it, she died of dehydration. Y'all know you can die from dehydration, just like you can die from a mineral deficiency, a vitamin deficiency, leaky gut. Yes, because leaky gut turns into IBS, turns to something worse. When you don't correct the IBS and you don't clean out your colon, if you don't clean it out, you will develop polyps, and polyps will turn into cancer or whatever it turns into. Block your bowels up, and if your bowels come back up this way, you're getting all that septic and you're killing yourself. We gotta look at the worst case. So I be thinking about the worst case, and I be like, I'm going the other way. I'd rather eat some stale collard greens or some kale chips. I'll make it myself dehydrated. I'd rather eat some cucumbers. I'd rather go in my backyard, take me a bell pepper off, kick some bugs off of it, rinse it off, and bite it and eat it like that. I'd rather do that. You're like, dang, Viola, that tastes nasty. No, it don't. Because I'm gonna tell you, family, as you eat and clean, your palate will change. You can tell when something is too sweet. You be like, ooh. And when you start eating meat back, your body's gonna react and be like, what the hell are you doing? Your body will react. And this is the same thing. Your body is healing, your body is going through a change. And same thing, family. Don't rush the process of a candida or a parasite cleanse. A parasite cleanse takes 30 days. But hear me out when I say these 30 days. I know people, you be like, well, Viola, why when I look at your products, it says this. Some people can't do 3 days. Some people can't do one day. Some people, I'll show you a 10-day regimen. I'll do 10 days and tell you need to do this for 10 days, back off for 5, sometimes 3, sometimes 7. It depends on the individual. It depends on how much meat you eat. But 30 days, because you got to do 10 days. This is parasites. It's killing them bugs and them worms. Because family, when you break off or kill a piece of that parasite or some of it, it spews the eggs. They just be laughing and gaggling and having babies and peeing and doodle, whatever. But it takes 10 days. You back off either the 3, 5, 2 days, 7 days, however your body needs it. You need to back up on for another 10 days, back up off again, 1 day, 2 days, 5 days, and another 10 solid days. So it's 30 solid days. And that's parasite. Like, dang, Viola, that's 6 weeks. Well, guess who's gonna be losing weight? Guess who's gonna be killing parasites, and guess who's gonna be feeling better? And your body gonna be like, thank you. Your body's gonna be thanking you. You're gonna see better things about yourself. You're going to see things come out and be like, dang, was that in me? You could be like, what in the hell? No wonder I was eating all the sugar and hungry and pimples and face and rashes. Rashes? Come on, family. Rashes, candida, mucus. It's coming out some kind of way. It's coming out some kind of way. I mean, when I tell you that parasites can be on the top of your head to the bottom of your toe, it's true, family. Stop thinking that when you have that toe that has that brown stuff, and you be like, well, dang, is it on just the nail bed? It's not the nail bed. It's coming through the nail bed, but it's fungus up under there. That's fungus. That's fungus. So guess what's in there too? You don't think it's a parasite? You don't think that's just, yeah. You got to clean all that, but you got to clean it from the inside out. But then you can tack it on the outside. I know I'm talking about a lot, but I just want to make sure that, I answer y'all questions. Come on. Y'all got another question? Be live. Be live. I'm answering questions. Feel free. Feel free. And I'm going to address this, family. Not that somebody asked you. I see the questions right there. I didn't get no text message. Let's talk a little bit about herpes, HIV. Let's talk about those things. Let's really talk. Clean your blood. Listen to me, family. When you do a candida cleanse takes 90 days. 90 days. So if you have like psoriasis and you have herpes and you got HIV and you got all these different viruses, those are parasites that's wrapped encased in some stuff that you got to clean that blood. Now remember, if you have like HIV and parasite, come on, think about HIV. What is HIV? It's saying your immune system, right? Like your immune deficiency. So shouldn't you be cleaning something, cleaning that blood, getting your T cells and you need to get your cells stronger. You need to get your blood stronger, right? So we need to be in the sun. We need to be doing a free doctor, but we still need to clean our blood. That's why you ever see that I'm always having like a kit, talking about the kidney, a colon parasite in blood. Powerful, powerful. Because guess what? Those like the main three you need. The main three you need. And then when you dealing with herpes, that's when you need an additional. That's why you see Herbalist Cream with his powerhouse mix, and you see the chelator, and then you see the oregano X. And people gotta stop thinking because you see oregano X, that doesn't mean herpes. You could clean a sinus infection. Because look, when I be talking about your lymphatic system, let me see if there's a question. When I talk about lymphatic system, I'm talking about making sure that you clean everything. Because we moving, as I'm doing this, do y'all know my lymphatic system is moving? Did y'all know that? I move my lymphatic system. I'm actually moving my lymphatic system. When I'm walking, when I'm sitting here, my lymphatic system is not moving. I have to say that to your family. My lymphatic system is not moving. If I'm sitting here, so what you think when you're sitting at your computer, just typing away, trying to do some work? Stand up, family. You got to stand up. We got to stand up. We got to stand up, move around. We got to move around and then sit back down. Stand up again. Try to do that every 30 minutes. Boils. Okay, so I'm gonna just give you the down and dirty with boils. Boils come from, like, let's say if you had a ball between your legs, family. Boils come from, like, sometimes, well, let's be honest. We should be wearing like 100% cotton drawers, and you don't sleep with underwear on. You don't sleep with underwear on. You should sleep naked. I suggest everybody sleep naked. I know not babies, because babies got to wear a pamper, but you still should sleep naked, because think about it. You're wearing something that's close to your body, right? So our body is not getting any air, especially down there, right? You should be dry. Bowls comes from something that's like unsanitary. Not saying you're dirty, but let's think of, like, how like sometimes we go to the bathroom and we don't wipe as well, and we still got a little urine on our underclothes. So if you got a little urine or whatever, and that's pressing against your body, sometimes it's an ingrown hair, sometimes, but it's mainly coming from unsanitary, and you just need like a warm compress down there. Sometimes Sometimes you can use, it's called the castor oil pack that you can put down there, but you just need a warm compress and they'll go away. That's it. But it comes from unsanitary conditions. You can go in there and look a little bit more in depth. Now, only reason I'm not going to go in depth with what herbs or what other treatments you can use, and of course, everybody is a go to apple cider vinegar, but you got to make sure you're clean. Make sure whatever underwear, don't wear. Women, we should. Men, we shouldn't. Like, I'm wrong right now. I am wrong right now for wearing these pants. Like these pants right here, they consider too tight. They consider too tight. So like I was out in the street, family came down. I was out in the street. One of my friends came down. I was with the grandbaby, and I was like, "Let me throw these clothes on because I gotta put my clothes on, do this video." I said, "Let me go and go to breakfast." I went to breakfast. I'm getting ready to change. I'm gonna put a sundress on, and I'm going to a barbecue. I do this on purpose because I want to be free and clear. This is the main reason why women we wear dresses, because we shouldn't be having nothing tight. We shouldn't be wearing them pretty cute panties we wear. If they were all cotton, I would be buying them. But we be wearing lace and uh is it pop nylon? That's the word, nylon. Mm-mm, mm-mm. We need air. We need air to breathe, just like men need air to breathe. That's why they wear them all those boxes. They be wearing the boxers. I be wearing boxers. I ain't gonna lie, I be wearing Bobby like, woo, being comfortable. But that's what you need. But right now, we should not have these tight pants on. Then we wondering why we have like these issues with our womanhood. We have these issues with our womanhood because we're keeping it moist. That was a terrible wrong pause. We need to keep it dry. We need to keep it dry and a lot of air down there, because when we are perspiring, you don't know what else chemicals is coming out, because when we sweat, you could be sweating some toxins and stuff out, and when it dry on your underwear and dry on your pants, all it's doing is reabsorbing. We want to reabsorbing, especially with lotion you put on. And women, I know y'all don't want to hear this. I know you don't want to hear this, but it's a lot of times that we shouldn't. She's probably asleep. I'm sorry. It's a lot of times that we shouldn't shave. I know y'all don't want to hear that. I know y'all don't want to hear that. Hold on, my daughter's texting me. She's sleeping. Okay, I know y'all don't want to hear that, but it's bad when we shave down there, especially when we get the Brazilian wax and we doing all this other stuff, you know. So it's best not to shave. I'm gonna look down here. Hey Dan, hey Miss Harding, how you doing? Hey Miss Lewis. But I'm answering Miss Lewis' question. But yeah, why do people get bulls? Yes, unsanitary, wearing too much tight clothes is what's coming out of them. Sometimes it could be like a hair, an ingrown hair sometimes in there, and it needs to come out. So it depends on, is it really a boil? But mainly that's what is coming. That's mainly what it is. And you just take a warm compress, like I said, a warm compress, and you should be fine. And it should go away. And if it don't go away, you go see the doctor, and the doctor tell you something else, because you want to make sure that's what it is, a boil, than something else. Because you could say, just like with women, we get polyps in our uterus. We get polyps, we get endometriosis, we get fibroids, we get, cysts. So is it a boil? So you want to make sure it's a boil. But that's why some people get boils. Unsanitary, and like I said, with the lotions, powders, and different things that we put in, women, we should, just, even with our kids, stop using powder. Only way you should be using powder is in your feet when your feet stink. That's it. And I already talked to us about our feet. We don't clean our shoes. We just throw our shoes on. We don't even think about it. You need to dry your shoes. And I'm gonna tell you this. This is like a little like touchy. Sometimes you need to have your shoes outside to dry, but not the leather, because you already know the leather stretches and it tears up and it It sometimes it grows fungus, or sometimes it grows some white stain on it, or whatever, or sometimes the sun damages it. But we need to air out our shoes. That's the only thing I would put powder in. I wouldn't put no powder on your chest, between your legs, nowhere but on your feet. And the best thing to use is some I know you said I need to put some Listerine in my mouth. No, put the Listerine on your feet. Put the Listerine on your feet. Oh, any other questions? You know, because we talking about some solutions. Solutions. We want solutions. Go to bed naked. No tight clothes. No tight clothes. I I know you're like, but I look cute with these fitted jeans, these skinny jeans and this. Honey, y'all know we wrong. That's why we be smelling a little rough, you know? We sweating. When we sweat, and I'm gonna tell you, you know, using natural deodorants, it don't last as long as that fake stuff. That's the only reason why a lot of people are like, well, but I smell and it messes up our clothes. Then what you need to do is don't go back to the other stuff. How you gonna? It's like, but I sweat and I smell a little bit better. Then you have to take the extra time like we do. Go to the bathroom and freshen up. It's just freshen up. It's either you got to change your panties, like I was said on my other video that probably you missed. Women, sometimes we have to change our underclothes. I mean, we change our pants and we monthly. Why you can't change your clothes? Sometimes you got to freshen up, put some more deodorant, apply. Because my deodorant, it only lasts like 7 to 8 hours. You're like, dang, that's it. I'd rather use that than something that's going to give me aluminum, give me cancer, and clog up my lip nodes. So which one? Which one, family? We're talking about some solutions. We want solutions. And do you know that my video that I was showing you how to detox. I want you to detox on your own. Like, dang, you detox on your own. Yeah, you need to detox. You need to detox your whole body. Y'all know sweating is a form of detox, right? Y'all know that, right? That's why we want y'all to sweat every day. Every day. But I think, oh, dang, I didn't realize it was past an hour, family. Look, if y'all don't have any other questions, look, I appreciate you. I wish everybody hit the like button. I wish everybody passed this video. But I still want to address just some things. Solutions for us not to have that roller coaster is that we be good stewards. When we have money, we don't try to lavish our children. It's okay to treat them, but make sure they earn it. This is all I was trying to say. We need to get them to earn it. We need to not make them so privileged to have spoiled right ass kids to go out there and wreak havoc and do some dumb shit, and then we sitting there suffering and embarrassed. But we don't need to be embarrassed, because when they 18, they're on their own. They're on their own for their responsibilities, but you still love them. Don't hate your children. Just like you don't want your parents, you want to forgive your parents. Don't hate your children. They're your children for life. They're your children for life. Don't hate them. Still show them that you love them because they're your child. But when they make a mistake, if there's no consequence, how are they going to learn anything? That's the thing. We're not giving consequences. When I talk to my kids, there's a consequence. You know, like if I'm co-signing for a loan, it's going to be a consequence. Because if you fuck up my credit, it's going to be a consequence. I mean, have these consequences and be about your shit. Be about it. Because a lot of us, oh, we're going to do this. And then they try us and we go, oh, baby. No, because they just punked you and they're going to keep on punking you. How I know? Because it happened to me. You don't think I know? Don't think, come on now. And I'm not down on my kids, but sometimes they know to push our buttons. They know how to push our buttons. My grandbaby already know how to push my buttons. She knows she cry, I'm gonna pick her up. So same thing you learn with your newborn. Don't think the other kids. Somebody got some questions, believe me. Seek, I see you. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. If you got a question, put it in the questions. But we're talking about solutions for having rotten kids and having kids instead of the money, like the money in the house. Come on. Instead of the money going up this way, the money go down this way. So why the money going down this way instead of going this way? Why we have relationships, you know, we have these families and the families just go on a roller coaster. Mom and daddy struggle. Mom and daddy struggle. They got up here. They had your mother and father, right? They had your mother and father. They pivot like here. They raised your mother and father. they was, had the silver spoon or whatever you want to say. They got the fancy clothes. So then when your parents, when your mother, your father, whatever side had you all bougie, you want to act the fool, you want to struggle and not, listen to what they saying. You having kids all out of wedlock, we just doing to do, accident. I get it. But we're talking about when you just go and say, well, I'm going to have me a baby, but you don't have a plan to have that baby. How I know? Because I ain't have a plan. So what do you think? I'm on the system. Why the hell am I on the system? Because I should have had a plan. And I want you to have a solution. The solution is check yourself. What you rushing for? What was I rushing for? To be broke, busted, and disgusted? What I rushed for? Then I brung her in here and I made her life worse. So what's the solution? Back the hell up. Stop opening leg. I mean, let's be totally honest. Let's be totally honest, family. I see people not saying anything in the comments, but let's be honest. What are we rushing for? To have sex? And then we end up regretting to have sex and who we had sex with instead of just being in true love and let it be to where you're getting married, having the blood test that we don't forget. We don't remember the blood test. We just go have kids and like, boop, the kid's sick. You're like, wait a minute. And the doctor was like, well, did you get that blood test? Well, what happened? It was an accident. I planned it. I did this out of order. We're out of order. So if we get our asses back in order, get the solutions, sit down with the kids, have the solutions, have the table, talk at the table, let the kids curse a little bit at the red table I'm talking about. But I ain't say you got to call it red table. You call it purple, green, black, fuchsia, whatever. But have that table to where y'all can talk and get the bullshit out, get the dumb myths, all that crap out so they can be on point so the money can go this way instead of going like this. Instead of having the kids, you have your kids, you straight with money, you got your kids acting a fool, or your kids see you struggle, they perfect. Then when they come to have their kids, and then their kids get out of order and their kids repeating the cycle of what happened from, before you and your parents, brother or sister, or your parents act a fool. You're like, well, dang, mom, if you didn't have me out of order and teach me to be in order, and then I didn't teach my children order. Y'all see it? Y'all see how that go? And that's the solutions I was trying to come up with. Let me make sure I went over all my solutions, because I text myself and I said, we just got to address this. So I want to make sure, because I've been over and it's going into an hour and 20 minutes and people ain't going to read this. So what I was speaking about, that was the wrong text. So what I was saying is better communication. If we have better communication, a safe space to talk to them, more Sunday dinners, just talk, period. Just talk, period. Because like I was saying, in the schools now, they're already teaching your kids sex. Okay, let me answer this real quick. Learn what works. Know your kids' love language. Really learn what works, how to reach them, how to let them get the point. Because I remember when I was some metaphor when the father was teaching his son how to build a wall, and the son and the father was building a wall, and the father had the sons and his friends build a wall, and they learned a lesson. When the wall was all messed up and jacked up, they rushed, they didn't have a plan, and they knew that they was bickering amongst each other, and the wall was jacked up and the wall wasn't to standard, so the wall fell. Think about the foundation. And then when the father saw the mistake and showed them how cohesive and how they had teamwork and how to communicate and talk. They built the wall. They felt pride of themselves. They felt accomplished, and they felt like they had purpose. They learned the lesson. And that's what I was saying about, if we teach our children to be responsible, to be caring, and to have more self-respect and have a purpose, they will see things and go at life just a little bit different. Be a little cautious, but still have fun, be spontaneous, and teach them not to just take a credit card and swipe without having the responsibility of paying for it, is what I'm saying. Before they have a baby, think about the consequences. Yes, I'm not saying no abortion, no, never that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that they have the baby. That baby's a blessing. That baby's a blessing. Have the child, and the parents, the community raise the child so the child can be success. And then the mother and whoever to raise a child same way, that when the child get of age, the child sees that, yeah, My mom struggled, dad struggled. They went to college, they did this. And I ain't promoting college because college is nothing but creating a debt right now. And that's just now. And I know you're like, Viola, what do you mean? Don't tell them about going to college. No, get a trade. I'm so we could talk about a college another thing. That band wave, getting that debt. How are we gonna have $300,000 college debt and then we trying to buy a car, house, and everything? You know, it's people that's 80 years old still at college. I know they did that forgiveness, but they ain't do all of our forgiveness. They ain't do all our forgiveness, family. But anyway, but I'm just saying, these are different things that we can help with our children. But back to our children, I just want us to be more in tune, because if they doing a curriculum and they teaching our kids already about sex and all this other stuff in the book. Y'all go on YouTube. I was trying to find the video because I wanted y'all to hear it, where this guy on the podcast, and the mother was at a school board meeting, and she was reading the book. She was reading this book, and it was just a cute book. But then you wonder who got paid. If this book was part of curriculum, the author got paid. He already got paid because the book is spread around in the curriculum between second, third, and fourth graders, teaching them about how to give a job. Not that job, but y'all know what job I'm talking about. We on YouTube, some words I can't use, but it starts with a B. But anyway, that's what the book was describing, teaching the kids second, third, and fourth graders. And what grade is that? It's not like seventh, eighth, and ninth years of old, years old of age. But just think about, if the books in the curriculum, are we finding out what books in the curriculum? We finding out what the books say. But if we had our table and we sit down talking to our kids, we can find out what books is in there, because some books ain't coming home, but some books are being taught in that school, and it's good for us to know what's been taught in the school. And that's what I was riled up about. And I was like, let me just speak up just a little bit about something, because it's about solutions. If we go into school, be more part of the school, be more in tune to the school, you'll handle solutions. And yeah, I know we all busy, but we're not too busy that we can't do one day a month. That's all I'm asking. One day a month and go check the school. That's all I be asking. But it's about solutions. We're talking about solutions, and that's a solution there. So I'm gonna end here. I just want to make sure. Hey, Moonflower. I see Sunflower Goddess. Hey, BJ, it's okay. You late. You ain't late. You ain't late. You know it's recorded. It's not late. If anybody don't have any questions, I'm already well over an hour because I be running my mouth. I be running my mouth. And I just wanted to get that out, because a lot of us want solutions. I want solutions. But I want you solutions, having solutions about these bills in your house. Really. Let's talk about the bills in your house too. That's what I talked about earlier. So go back and listen to the video to make sure we correct the bills in our house. And I do want to touch on little things real quick. Just real quick, like, share, and you got to re-notify if you really want to give me information. But what I want to say is, family, to really help your bills, unplug stuff in your house. If it's not in use, unplug it. Because if it's still plugging, family, it is drawing electricity. People don't believe that. You be thinking just because you turned the power supply off on that plug, is still drawing. Unplug it. Detach it from, and I ain't saying your refrigerator, and I'm not saying your freezer. But your microwave, that's if it can be unplugged, because sometimes it's in the top shelf, it's not behind the microwave. Unplug that mug. Get the time from the stove. Unplug your computers. Drain, a big drain. I know I needed separate stuff. I may talk about on the podcast. So if you want, I'm gonna go and hop on the podcast and talk about things you can cut your electric bill in your house. I'm gonna talk about that. I did it. Yeah, I did it's part of my series when I talk about saving money and making money on my videos. On my courses, I talked about that. But look, family, I'm gonna end. It's already an hour and 30 minutes. I appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys listening to me, supporting me. I care. I love you guys. I'm sending you guys always positive vibes. But do not be afraid to send an email. Sometimes I'm not going to get all in depth because I need your story. I would definitely need you to do a consultation, because everybody's story is different. You can leave out like a medication. That's why I don't like trying to give too many herbs advices, because I don't want no one to hurt themselves, because it's very dangerous. What I'm trying to say is dangerous. I'm not a doctor. I don't have you under my care. But when you're taking medication and herbs, That's a dangerous miss. And I'm not killing nobody. I want you to be here healthy, no pain, and stop suffering in silence. That's what I want for you. I don't want you going back that way. I don't want to ever cause any harm to anybody, especially when you don't tell me. You just say, hey, what about this? What about that? I will need your whole story. This is the critical reason why we do consultations. And we're cheaper than your doctors. Not saying we're a doctor, but we're cheaper and we get to the root cause, because you go to them, you get your physical, you get your blood work, you get this, you get that. But when they tell you what you have, you get the prescription and stuff like that, talked about natural stuff. I got to throw that in there. Throw that in there. And then you talk to me about some solutions and getting to the nitty gritty to find why you have what you have. But all right, family, I'm going to go ahead and end for now. Look, you guys take care. And look, please, if you have solutions, put them down in the comments. I would love your solutions. I would love your solutions. If y'all have any, how can I say, I can't even say, good remarks, things that helped you, aid you, that I assist you with, put down in the comments. I would love for people to see that the herbs work, that it is truth in this, because a lot of people are bashing, and when you put out in the news straight day, straight plain, and it's in the papers, it said Congresswoman wife died from herbal remedies. And I said bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. I said that. And I know I'm cussing and whatever on YouTube, but that's what I said. I said, you know what? Y'all need to stop with this shit. Y'all need to stop, because y'all know you putting a bad light when what did she actually do? Let's get down to the truth. And when you read it, it says dehydration. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that, but I can't see herbal remedies, because herbal remedies do not go with medications. It do not go with over-the-counter stuff. All the stuff that you're trying to mix, it doesn't go. It does not go. It should be way over to the left, and your stuff will be over to the right. Make sure it's a 3 to 4 hour window, family. I'm going to say that, and I'm going to say it over and over again. But look, I'm Herbalist Viola. You guys have a wonderful day. Go out there, because I'm getting ready to go to a barbecue, and I'm going to have a carrot dog. Y'all go on my Facebook. Y'all see exactly what I'm taking to this barbecue. But all right, family. Oh, yeah, guys, take care. Bye, family.